Hey everyone, Comics for Thomas here. I am doing a top 50 comics in my collection video. A couple people have already, well, lots of people actually have already started doing this. This started with Immortal Biggie Shack, kind of posting on Instagram that he wanted to bring this, video series back. Highlight Comic Bro did a top 50 Raw, and I believe he's doing a top 50 slabs. And then it's been a series of videos after that. Some really, really great ones. There's a lot of great collections out there. So in regards to mine, I don't have enough to do like a separate slab compared to Raw books, which is fine. I'll just do top 50. But these are also going to be like my top 50 favorite comics, not necessarily top books in my collection. There are going to be books in here that are literally just covers that I love. Some of them just mean more to me because of the stories, and yet I have more valuable or more key books that won't make this list because they don't hold a lot of value to me except for monetary, obviously. So I'm going to get started with Raw first, and then I'll end up with slabs. So the first one I have. And these are in no particular order except for the fact that they're going Raw and then slab. So there's no like more favorite than the other. I've tried to group some of them at least in regards to like if they're from the same series or the same artist for the most part. So my first one is Darth Vader Annual #1. This is Lanil U variant. That's an awesome cover. I am going to have a little bit of shine from the laptop there, but this is a book that Lanil Yu is my favorite artist, and he really shines through here. So some of these books I would like to have slabbed in the future just for my PC, but also I wouldn't mind just maybe putting some of them in comic skins because there literally could be like it could be more costly to slab it than the book's actually worth, even slabbed, even in a high grade. So comic skin, a little bit cheaper. It would still look really great. This is Exo Man-O-War #23. This is from the most recent volume. I know that they just came out with a new volume now, but this is the one before it. This is completely cover. I think this cover is fantastic. And this is why it's one of my favorite, because every time I see it, I have to stop and look at this again. So I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's pretty great. And I'm a Valiant fan, and Exo Man-O-War is one of my favorite characters. Here's another Lanil Francis Yu cover. This is Secret Invasion #6. This is a variant. I'm going to show you like this. This is officially how the book goes, but really you want to look at it like that. Like, look at that. That Iron Man, like Thor and Captain America are good, but that Iron Man is ridiculous. Yeah. So it's... Again, just another cover. I've got a couple of Thanos Imperative. You're going to see a little bit of Nova now. Nova is my favorite character of any comic character. And these I actually wrote them down just to make sure it's, because I don't know how to say his name right, but it's Alexei Bricklot that did these covers. So I've never really looked at anything else he's done, but these are some fantastic covers involving Nova. So this is Thanos Imperative let's go in order actually. I apologize, I put them backwards. So let's go #1 of 6. #2 of 6. Look at that. Looking like a friggin' beast. And #6 of 6. Every cover in this miniseries is excellent, and I have all of the first prints. There's a couple variants I need to get, but these are my 3 favorite, obviously with Nova being involved. And continuing on with the whole Annihilation, Thanos Imperative, and so on, we have some more Nova. This is Annihilation Nova, issue #2. Him and Drax are going at it. I really hope these are showing up in the video because it looks like the lighting might not be that great, but I can't seem to figure out a good spot in this in my new apartment to really do proper videos yet. So this is Annihilation Nova issue #4. So like these books here would be best to get into comic skins because of the better value, and I still think that they would look awesome slabbed, obviously. because they're great covers. But why pay for more? Like, that's not gonna, the cost that it's gonna cost me doing the conversion and stuff, because it's all Canadian. The book's not gonna be worth more than that to slab it. So this one here, this is Guardians of the Galaxy number 25, and it is Alex Garner who did the cover. Look at that Thanos. That's foolish. I love it. And then this is my absolute favorite Nova cover of any Nova comic. This is what I fell in love with. This is why I like reading Annihilation Wave, the Nova Volume 4, Thanos Imperative, Guardians of the Galaxy. I fell in love with Guardians of the Galaxy and Nova and Thanos and all of them through this. So this is the last issue in that volume. That's number 36. And that's fantastic. I actually got a trading card with that the same picture on it, and I put it in the BCW boxes, because at the end you can put it like a trading card. You obviously have to put in a little hard case or whatever, but yeah, it's fantastic. All right, there is going to be a lot of modern in my collection. I've only been seriously collecting for maybe like 3 years, and I've only been really into getting into comics around 5 years ago. You're going to hear a little noise in the background. I have 2 cats, and they are kittens, and they are energetic. So, but yeah, like I said, a lot of modern. I do have some older books that you will see. Most of those are slabbed as well. So, from Image, this is a Low number 1. I really love this series, but I love the art. It's Greg Tuccini. I'm going to say Tuccini because I don't know if it's Tuccini, but I'm going to say Tuccini. It's 2 C's and an H, so it's a K sound somehow. This is a really good read too, so if you ever have an opportunity, definitely check it out. Some Frank Miller action. This is 300, number 1. I'm going to slowly put together those 6 issues as well. This is going to be the newest book. This is one of my favorite as well drawings of Nova, and this is literally just from the last volume of Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a second print of issue number 2, and it was the last page in issue number 1. And I remember reading issue number 1 and saying, "Oh my God, I wish that page was a cover." Well, the next issue they did a second printing, so look at that right there. Again, I'm going to try to. Oh, it might be a little better right there. So for me personally, that's one of my favorites, because like every time I see it, I'm like, I love that cover. I love that cover. I love that cover. So that Guardian story actually was pretty good too, the Johnny Cates one. We've got Mighty Thor 705. This is a variant. This is Ji Hyung. This one actually has been getting some. There we go. I think that cover is incredible. I don't know if this comes in a Virgin variant. I don't think so, but this is actually gaining some value as well recently. Obviously, because of the movie that will be coming out. That is fantastic. This is a pretty easy one for everybody. G.I. Joe number 21, silent issue. It's probably like an 8-0. It will be sold at some point. So will the last one. Uncanny X-Men 221. This is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. I also love this book because of the cover. I think it's a fantastic cover. I love Havoc in the background, kind of losing his shit there. So, X Factor number 6. This needs a press. You can see a bit of a spine roll there. First Apocalypse. Fantastic cover, and I do notice too, like when you see it slabbed as well, it looks really nice. This book here is about the story and not necessarily the cover itself, because there's some better covers, especially the variants that are in this story. But I just read this story recently through Marvel Unlimited, and I've started collecting the books because I enjoyed it so much. It's Tom King. This is The Vision. So I'm just going to show you number 1. I only have 2. I've got number 1 and number, I think, 4 right now. Some of the variants, if you have an opportunity, take a look online. The variants are awesome. Just wicked. And again, this one, now, don't get me wrong, this cover I think is fantastic. It's probably my second favorite cover in this miniseries. But most people who have read this miniseries know how good the story has been as well. So this is Silver Surfer Black. This is the regular cover first print of issue number 5, which to me, these are all Tradmore, is the best first print cover in this run. The Marcos Martin variant for issue number 2 to me is the best cover. It's just foolish, which I first saw on John's Comics for Kids. He has it. And it's on my list of books to get this year. Sorry if I'm going a little slow. Got a bit of a headache, so I'm just taking my time. Recently, I got this book. Super happy to get it. Gauntlet, The Origin. There's some really, really great art in this book as well. If you haven't taken a look, definitely do so. Big one for me. Again, these are in no specific order. Not a high grade, but Star Wars 42. First Boba Fett. Try to go a little faster here. Another great story, 7 to Eternity, number 1. I'm collecting every issue and the variants for this run. I think it's fantastic. I hope they come out with other volumes, but it's been a couple of years. So, one of my own, it might even be my only Spider-Man book in here because I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but this cover is ridiculous. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 101. That is a John Byrne cover. That will be slabbed at some point. Pretty much these ones here, they're all going to get slabbed at some point. This is Nova number 1. Now, this is the Sam Alexander run, which Nova's great, but I'm a Richard Rider fan. But this Matina cover is ridiculous. Look at that. Beauty. And I don't think there's a lot of these. These actually have some value, especially in higher grade. Another recent pickup, Transformers number 1. Heathen number 1. Very underrated series. I love it. I love the art. Slowly picking up every issue as well. So check it out if you can. Some Exo Man of War number 1. You got a couple copies of that one. This is a In-Hyuk Lee for volume 7 of issue 1. This is the variant, Black Panther. That is a cover favorite. Strange Tales featuring Warlock, issue 180, first appearance of Gamora. And I actually love the green monster on this cover. It's so terrible, but so awesome at the same time. It's fantastic. Probably my favorite Linoleum U. Well, no, I can't even say that because I've already showed you a couple of Linoleum U covers that are fantastic. But this Captain Marvel variant that he did is awesome. Look at that. Everything is like dark, and I think that's what I love about it. This is a Marco Djurkovic. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Thanos Rising issue number 1 variant. And if you put this into the CLZ app and you even zap the code, it brings up a different variant. So it's frustrating, but first world problems. The first book of any type of value that I actually bought was at my LCS. And I saw it on the wall. I had read it digitally. And when I say digitally, I did not pay for it at the time. I was just downloading comics to see if I really want to get into it. And then I got into them. And then I got a good price on this. This is probably 2 or 3 years ago. The new team, Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. This is the first appearance of the new team, which is Annihilation number 6. Annihilation Conquest, sorry. But I love this cover. Infinity Gauntlet number 1. Fantastic. I can't believe I had to check to see if that was a number 1. That was really stupid. Thanos Quest, book 1. I do want to get book 2. I find the cover on book 2 isn't that great, but it's a great read, and I'd like to have the 2 of them. Silver Surfer 44, first Infinity Gauntlet. Picked that up 2 years ago. Comic Expo. And then John Tyler Christopher, his negative variants. They're all pretty great. This is my favorite one. This is a Black Panther. Number 1. Look at that. Negative space variant. That's going to look like beautiful in a slab. That will not be comic skinned. So that is all the raw books. Now we're going to get into some grades. We are almost done, so thank you for bearing with me. I know most of these videos have only been like 10-15 minutes. I'm at 15 right now, and I've got 12 books left. So we've got Eternals number 1, 8.0. It's a great cover too. Great book. Even if the movie wasn't coming out. So this is a fantastic cover. Infinity Wars Prime number 1. Unknown Comics version edition. It's a Lucio Perillo cover. Look at that bad boy. It's a 9.8. I first saw this book on Matt Thanatos' channel, and I bought one raw like right away, and so I have the raw one still. But then I ended up winning this one in a raffle for like $10. And it was already 9.8, so now I can get rid of the other one. Magic Order number 1, 9.8. Fantastic miniseries. I'm collecting all the covers for this as well. I submitted this to CGC and it came back 9.8, which is great. Die number 1, 9.8. I had submitted this as well. And I'm collecting all the covers for this run as well. Again, these are in no particular order because this is a beast book. And I won this as well for like $14 in a raffle. Submitted it to get graded. It came back at 1.5, which is fantastic. I'm actually going to put together this entire run low grade, except for probably number 4, which I'll have to go mid, which is going to cost me some money. So I'm going to do it throughout the years. This is Silver Surfer number 1, 1.5. Still presents well. He's literally got, there's like a rip right in the armpit area. I don't care. It's friggin' awesome. Another raffle win. I got a lot of raffle wins here, which has helped my collection. This is Fantastic Four number 46. First appearance of Black Bolt. And it was a friend who lives in the same city of me that helped me get into the raffles and stuff and the groups. And I always told him to say, if you ever put that up, let me know. And he did, and I ended up winning, which is awesome. Another great miniseries. A lot of Donny Cates in my faves. Obviously, this is God Country number 1, 9.8. If you saw the video that I submitted that I unboxed this from CGC, I got away with one on this one. This should be a 9.6 probably, maybe 9.4. There is literally a bend right here. You can't. Well, I don't know if you can see the little white line. Anyways, you'd have to see that video again. But I messed up when I sent 3 books away to get graded, and there was literally the bend in the corner, and the guy who presses my books and sends them off to get graded was like, hey, what do you want to do? I was like, no, send it off anyways. It's a personal collection book. And he literally messaged me. He's like, I cannot believe you got a 9.8 on that. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but if I ever sell it, I'll have to sell it as a lower grade and let the person know. So one of my first purchases for graded books, I now know that I overpaid for it. There was 2 books that I had bought like right away. I was like, oh man, CGC books, graded books, what is this all about? I'm going to buy, thinking like, man, like this is Black Panther number 1, wow, and a 6.0, and oh my god, and I paid way too much, which I don't care, but now I would, like, I know GPAs, and you educate yourself in this hobby. So still a great book. I had a 7.0. I had sold it. I made a little money off it. I actually paid less for the 7.0 than I did the 6.0 and then made some money off of it. So that was kind of nice. On my first CGC submission, this is a book that was in my pull list. Ended up getting super hot. Sent it away, uneducated in regards to what you should be doing with graded books. Did not have it pressed. It needs a pressing, and bear with me on the grade, but this is Thanos 13, first Cosmic Ghost Rider, and it came back in 8.5. I can easily crack that, press it, and probably get low 9s if I want. But I don't know if I want to, because it's just a PC book. This is that other book that I overpaid on. It's a fantastic book, though. 9.2 Spider-Woman number 1. I do need to get her first appearance at some point. This one as well. So this is CBCS. This is Avengers 57. I just got this year, early into the year. First Vision. And this thing, you can tell it has not been pressed or cleaned. So I have no doubt that, and I will at some point, I will crack this. I will get it pressed, probably get it cleaned, get it to CGC, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came back at a 3. But who knows? This is basically one of my high grails. My high grail is to get this in a 9.8, but it's way too expensive right now. I'm waiting for him to come into the MCU and get the hell out of the MCU so that the book will come back down. But in the meantime, this is Nova number 1, Man Called Nova number 1. This is CBCS 9.0. I also have one that is restored. I did not know there was restoration on it. So my very first CGC submission, there was 8 books, and you really should watch that video because there was some learning curves. Some books came back fantastic, and then some of them was like, oh, I had no idea I should be checking every page to make sure there's not like marker or something on it, right? Just had no clue. Down to the last 2 books. We're at 21 minutes. This is Marvel Preview number 4 for Star-Lord. I've wanted this book for a while. This is magazine style. This is 7.5. I bought this from the same guy that I won the Fantastic Four 46 from, and I ended up winning a raw copy of this, which I sold to help pay for this, like literally in the same week. So it was pretty great. And then my very last book in my favorite. My top 50 video here, but also my very last CGC submission. It was just one book, and it's also magazine style. It's a Frazetta cover. It's one of my favorite covers. This is Epic Illustrated number 1, a 7.0. I don't know what is the best way to see this, but if you've ever seen this cover, it's fantastic. I won at Erie 23. I think that was probably my favorite Frazetta cover, but anything Frazetta right now is just awesome. So, not right now, I just mean like anything that I can get in my collection that's Frazetta. So, thank you very much for watching. I do apologize about the length of this video. I really do appreciate everything that's going on in this community. This has been fantastic. I'm watching as many of these top 50 videos as I can. Because I just love to see what everybody kind of loves and where they value certain books, and so on. So I appreciate it.